Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Amber Rose, also known as the Religious Hippie. You can basically follow me on any social media platform, or you can go straight to my website at thereligioushippie.com. Today's video is a continuation of the 4 cardinal virtues, and obviously today is temperance based off of the title. So if I can describe temperance in one word, I would describe temperance as moderation. Temperance can be defined as a righteous habit which makes the man govern his natural appetite for pleasures of the senses in accordance with the norm prescribed by reason. So basically, temperance is all about just keeping our natural desires in check. St. Thomas Aquinas actually even called it a special virtue because it keeps our appetites from taking over, which is so crucial because we're constantly drawn to forms of comfort and convenience. Temperance can also break down to smaller virtues like abstinence, chastity, and modesty. Abstinence, for example, could be finding a good balance in food and drink, or in social media, those types of things. But I will say that this does not look the same for every single person. So you kind of have to know yourself and figure out what best way to incorporate temperance in your own life, which we'll get to later. But the main thing is that when we overindulge, whether that's with drunkenness or gluttony, social media, whatever it might be, those things are actually very, very bad for us. We're not just harming our bodies, but we are also harming our souls. If you guys want a brush up of the 7 deadly sins, I am linking that whole playlist down below in the description for you. Throughout history, temperance has been a guiding principle, especially in avoiding temptations that come with power and influence, which we see so often in today's world with leadership. Unfortunately, those in leadership roles, like the politicians or lobbyists, often face temptations that can distract them from serving the common good. Basically, when the perks of the job, fine dining, luxury hotels, all that stuff, that becomes the goal instead of the side benefit which it's meant to be. Power itself can also be incredibly tempting if it's not kept in check. And that's why temperance, along with prudence and justice, which I will link both of those videos in the description below for you, is crucial in keeping the power directed towards what is right and just, rather than what's just to satisfy personal gain. If you guys have made it this far into the video, comment flower. In general, when we want to grow in a virtue, the best things that we can do is stay close to the sacraments, including confession. So my first advice whenever you're trying to grow in a virtue or anything like that is to go to confession and receive the Eucharist in a state of grace. And I suggest you do this not just on Sundays, but as often as possible. The second thing I would highly suggest is to pray for temperance. Now, this doesn't mean we can just pray for temperance and not actually practice temperance, but ask and you shall receive. God will give you the graces or the situations necessary to grow in temperance if you pray and you ask for them. And like I said, you still do have to take action and you need to exercise your will. You need to become stronger in these virtues, and we only get stronger if we're put in difficult situations where we can exercise our wills and we can exercise these virtues. So for example, if you struggle with doom scrolling, make a commitment to not doom scroll and only spend maybe a half hour to an hour a day on your phone. Ask God to give you the grace to put Him over all of these other distractions. And the last 2 things I'm going to say are get used to the word no and consistently tell yourself the word no and take less than what you normally would. We have to get used to self-denial. If we don't get used to self-denial and we're constantly giving our flesh everything it desires, everything it wants, and we're not practicing self-denial, our flesh is just running rampant and we're more likely to fall into vice and sin. But if we exercise our will and we become stronger in these virtues, it becomes easier to renounce things and to deny ourselves more easily. And then take less than what you want, whether that's with alcohol, food, social media, gifts, whatever it might be. This is another form of denial, is don't let yourself have certain things that you really, really want. Now, do you have to do that every single day or every single time you want something? No, but if it's like a little pleasure, like let's say on Wednesdays, you go to Dunkin' Donuts and you usually get a donut. Deny yourself that. Be like, no, I don't need the donut and I'm not going to get it. It can be really difficult at first, but asking God for the grace and really practicing these virtues is going to help you so much in your interior life and your life as a whole. So with all of that being said, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and the last video on this series is going to be fortitude. I think fortitude is the last one, actually. So with all of that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Bye!